Hello. Oh my gosh, I'm having trouble with technology as per usual. I am not able to do my Facebook Live and to zoom in. I have it set up on my computer. It won't let me select it. I don't know why, but it won't. So I'm coming in on my camera and it's making me so big on the screen. So I apologize for that. Let's see. I think I can see how it's coming through on Facebook. Oh, it's not as big. Anyways, this is kind of impromptu. So I'm wanting to do these weekly womb speak touch-in points. I want to make them super simple and super juicy, and it's just 10 minutes to come and drop in because I am super passionate about women connecting to the consciousness of their womb, to healing and clearing layers of generational, ancestral, past life trauma from the womb space so that they can more fully anchor into and embody the power of their wombs. In that place, we activate and open up to our creative power and our creative potential. It's where a lot of ease comes from when we go to vision our lives and when we start to create it, because now we're harnessing our creative power and potential. We're unshackling from that servant girl place of like doing and sacrifice and servitude, and we're stepping into our creative power, our creational power. When we can take ownership of that, we recalibrate our energy through our entire nervous systems. We come into a new experience of our power, of money, and our ability to hold our center. So one of the things when I'm working with women often as they start to descend more fully into the womb space is they don't know how to, right? We aren't taught this, most of us. So, oh, and by the way, I want to share, just give me 1 second. My new Yoni Herbal Steam line is coming out. I'm going to be launching it on Friday. I've just got limited quantities, so if this speaks to you, PM me. This is about 6 steams in here, and it's called Divine Floral Rituals Yoni Herbal Steam. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so that's been such a beautiful practice for my clients and for myself for clearing stagnation, but also specific herbs work specifically on different things in our healing, in our revitalization, and in the anchoring into our womb space. I feel that so much of our fire and our truth comes from really being able to connect into the womb space, and yet we need to be able to do the work that disconnects us from that. Yoni herbal steams is one really gentle way to do that. And now, as I was saying earlier, a lot of women come to me and this is the work that they're doing, and the womb needs us to listen. We need to actually connect to our bodies, right? The more we connect to and listen and honor our bodies, the more that we start to attune to the beauty of our bodies, we start to dissolve layers of disconnect and we start to dissolve layers of trauma. The tool that I specifically work with is the Flower of Life Akashic Healing Method to get in there to really untangle, but really listening to our bodies, being present with our bodies, honoring our bodies, trusting the wisdom of our bodies is the most natural way that we can heal trauma and reclaim our potency and our power as women, as anyone inhabiting a female vessel. So clients come to me and they're always like, well, how do I listen to my womb? Well, how do I connect to my womb? It's so simple in that we just need a consistent practice that actually lets us drop into the womb space, that lets us listen, that lets us start to decode and hear the language and the wisdom of the womb. And the more that we do it, the more that we develop a relationship with that part of our autonomy, our consciousness, our wisdom, right? The more that we're able to access it to guide our path. You know, another really powerful aspect of dropping into our wombs is that we really, quite literally, the womb is the way. You'll feel a sense of, your path is opening, you're flowing, you're holding your own center in a really powerful way. You can't really push a woman around who's like really anchored in her womb. And I know this is especially important to those highly sensitive women, right? Because a lot of highly sensitive women spend a lot more time in the upper quadrants of their body, reading and intuiting, and they're really comfortable in more of the etheric elements, layers, right? And so they will adapt, and they will use their ability to empathize with the people around them to adapt. And some of that, well, a lot of that can be trauma, right? So it's a survival mechanism. Today in the podcast, Lead Like a Mother, I talk and share a lot, well, not a lot. There's a good 4 minutes in there about my journey as a child and all of the trauma that I went through from, an alcoholic father, and through some sexual trauma and my mother's mental health issues that came about. I had a very traumatic childhood. And so I learned to adapt, to read, to survive, to be able to find a sense of peace in the environment. I had to position myself in a way often that would work for others, especially when it came to surviving some of the sexual trauma. But we all have varying degrees and layers of that in terms of healing the feminine. And coming home to the womb is one way that we start to dissolve that, but it requires patience, and it requires gentleness, and it requires taking our time to feel through the layers of crud that is also often present. So I'm going to guide you through a few pieces today, and I want this to be more of like a womb revitalization. It's a beautiful practice, and underneath I'm going to link my 10-minute morning Akashic Womb Awakening morning practice. It's 10 minutes, and it's just meant to, there's some movement in there and some breath work to clear and heal and to drop into the womb space. So I'm going to guide you through. I'm going to make this super simple. I just want it to be a yummy touch point, and by yummy I mean, if you're catching this, if you're like it's Womb Speak Wednesdays, come jump on with something yummy to drink, light a candle, bring your essential oils. Actually, one of the vibrational essences that came through today was red hibiscus. Which is a potent healer of divine feminine energy in the womb space. I'm just going to go ahead and drop it in my drink here. I'll do 3 drops, and then we'll see how it comes through. Okay, so my invitation to close your eyes, to light a candle, to grab something yummy to drink. The womb is our pleasure center. These are all things that we practice, that we invite into our space and come into relationship with. Like the color of this is so beautiful. Matches my lips. 11:11. Let's close our eyes, making that invitation to you, sweet sister. Closing your eyes. I want you to go ahead and visualize yourself sitting on a bed of red rose petals. Taking a breath in through the nose, down into the energetic womb space, and out through the mouth, but I want you to... The jaw and the womb are connected. We're going to do that breath 2 more times. And I want you to go ahead and just receive all that rose frequency medicine, right from the root, right from yoni, all the way up through your body, just receiving all that rose frequency, all that love frequency, starting to see the heart bloom open like a beautiful red rose. Beautiful. And I want you to, in your mind's eye, begin to see a beautiful landscape of Mother Earth. All her vitality, all her beauty, all the green, all the blue, all the flowers. I want you to really see and feel life just pulsating and radiating through that landscape. Just really feeling the energy of Shakti, of all of life, of nurturing substance, of energy and vitality. And I want you to begin to pull that into the heart space, down into the womb again, and just letting all that energy and that vitality start to move through the womb space. And then we're going to take another breath. Releasing and clearing out the womb. And we'll go ahead and we're going to call that vitality in through the heart space, breathing it in, down into the energetic womb, and then out through the mouth. We'll do this one more time. This is something I could sit with in my practice and spend a good 5 minutes on. Beautiful. I want you to go ahead and just open up in your peripheral life all around you. The beauty of the trees, the birds, forest, waterfalls, flowers, Mama Gaia, all the rich ancient codes of Mama Gaia, and all of that life just pulsating through her. Just pulsating through her. And now I want you to go ahead and take a breath in through yoni and into the womb space. Through nose, but in through yoni. Into the womb space, letting all that beauty and energy circulate through the womb space. And we're going to go ahead. And let's go ahead and breathe it in again. In through yoni into the womb space. Hold. I've got my hand too, and I'm like rubbing my hand in a circular motion, like over my womb space. And then let's do it again. Taking a moment, and you're going to rub the palms of your hands together. And we're just going to go ahead and place the palms of the hands on the womb. And I just want you to presence yourself in the womb space. Coming out of your head, dropping into the womb space. And I want you to see, sense, feel. Right? How is the energy moving? Can you feel how the energy is moving using your energetic fingers or the palms of your hands? Can you feel the energy moving? Can you not? Does it feel dense or a little bit heavy in certain areas of the womb space? And you might feel nothing, and that's okay. Now I want you to listen for any sensations, any feelings. And as we start to drop into the womb space, just coming into the deep, dark, beautiful void of the womb space, coming into that deep place of silence, that deep place of feminine wisdom. Just taking a moment to listen. Is there a message? Is there a word? Is there a symbol? The womb is so shamanic in her communication. Is there a symbol? So I'm going to bring forward, so I hope, I want the connection to be for you. And there might be nothing and there might be something, but the gift is in our ability to listen again and again. We want to clear stagnation and then listen. Clear stagnation and listen. Sometimes when I'm in a conversation or I'm about to make a decision, my womb will kind of like, it'll pulse and I'll get a pull. Right? So the communication is there. We just have to learn to listen and to drop in. So I did get a symbol. I got a couple symbols, and I kind of want to bring it through and just offer a bit of a transmission. And I will. And then I'm going to just drop us into some hip circles, but you'll see me do those over and over again because they're so simple. Feminine energy is circular, like moving our bodies in a circular way, moving our hips in a circular way, using the circulation of breath, right? That's how we generate shakti. That's how we move into flow. So the symbol that I'm bringing forward is, I'm not sure, Alicia. Hi. I'm not sure if you're still here, but hi if you are. I didn't do a very good job of marketing this week. I will get better at it. A lot of changes. The symbol that I saw was a feather. And it is just like a soft feather floated into the womb space. And then I saw 2 gold rings. 2 gold rings rest on top of that feather. So just, I'm going to bring this through for like the collective womb, but I want to give you an opportunity. What does that feather represent to you? What does it spark for you? What do the gold rings mean? What could the gold rings mean? And I'm going to share what I feel like. The feather, to me, definitely, we're in this full moon energy. There is a sense of softness. And you know, here's the thing. I just looked out the window, and while it's not snowing, there's snow crystals from the trees and the house kind of floating down. There's a softness. And so there's this invitation into softness today. Right? That's my womb is inviting me into softness, which is interesting because I've got so many creations that are bubbling, and my right ovary is like sparkling right now, like she's ready to go. But there's this invitation into softness. Where can you bring more softness into your day? I love this. Softness. And the rings, to me, the way that they're joined is it's the delicate balance of the feminine and the masculine, the union codes, right? And there's this message of so many women are craving that delicate balance. They're craving the dance between the feminine and the masculine. But we need to be able to let ourselves lean back, to be able to trust that softness is okay. Because in softness, we start to show ourselves, our bodies, and even we start to show the masculine, right? We start to show the masculine where to meet us and how it can meet us in spaces of slowness and softness. And it's interesting too, because this is the full moon, so there's that heightened energy of like it's a go time. When we ride the peak of our feminine energy, it's a go time. So it's interesting that there is this invitation into softness because we're learning how to let go. And in learning how to let go, we can teach, we can show, we can almost like be the foundation for a new way of how the masculine can meet us in that space. And I see this a lot with women in terms of, it doesn't have to necessarily be a masculine man, and it can, but in terms of how systems and structures and money can meet us in a place of softness. It truly can. It truly can. This February has been such a place of softness for me, and prosperity continues to meet me in that place. But I had to show my system that it was safe to trust that, right? I had to learn that it was okay to relax, that when I could let go and allow and cultivate softness and spaciousness, that prosperity, that money, the masculine will still meet me, will hold me in that place. Mostly we're so used to holding on tight and pushing and going and doing. And then we don't learn, we don't feel safe to let go. We feel that we have to hold on tight in order for the abundance, in order for the prosperity to meet us in that place. And so we have to learn that softness is okay. And then we start to build out structures and systems and spaciousness in our life that can meet us in that place. And so the invitation is softness. I feel like the collective womb consciousness is calling us into softness right now. So I'm going to leave you with that word to maybe play with over the next few days through this full moon. I really love it. How soft can you let yourself be, right? In that place of softness too, we push up against edges of trauma, really, where it hasn't been safe to just be in our softness as women. The feminine, I have to add though, is not always soft and receptive. There's a spectrum to her power. There's a spectrum to her power, and this is one aspect of utilizing and growing in the feminine's power. All right, so to end this off, I'm gonna just invite us into goddess pose and a few hip circles, and just to kind of activate the energy now. I'm gonna keep these super simple. No music, goddess pose. Goddess pose is spreading. I like this one. You've probably seen me do it, but it's the one that's coming through. And so we're just gonna go ahead and spread our legs hip width apart, bending the knees. Bending the knees, arms up and then bent. Sort of shoulder, bent at the shoulders, okay? We're gonna drop back into our womb space, and then we're gonna do hip circles, okay? And you're gonna take a breath in through the nose, down into the womb space, and you're meeting that breath. Let's do 10 of those. Goddess pose, hip circles, 10 of those, and then we'll go the other way. Taking that breath. We'll do 10. All right, beautiful. Sending you so much love and joy. Let me know how this touched you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.